all my ookies, cookies, and fellow pookies. How are you guys doing today? So, I hope everybody had a nice and happy holiday season. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you're preparing to have an even better New Year. But today's video, we are going to be talking about my 2024 anime rewind because I didn't realize how much anime I have watched this year, but it's been more than I thought it was. Because I was going through my anime list, and honestly, the ones that I've tracked, I've watched like 62 up to this point. Don't fully know how many I watched this month, but I do know that next year I plan on watching a lot more. I plan on keeping up with all the new ones that are coming out with their new seasons. And yeah, if you're interested in my 2024 anime rewind, make sure you stick around. And also, if you're into anime, cosplay, gaming, or just, you know, having a good time, make sure you hit that sub button, and also make sure to like this video before you go. So the first one we're going to talk about is Solo Leveling, which I feel like at this point everybody's known about. Okay, it came out this year. It's actually really, really nice. It's one of those animes. It's like kind of a reincarnated anime, except my quick bad synopsis is going to be, it's this dude who has very little magical powers in this world full of people who have magical powers. They didn't always have magical powers, but ever since they did, he's one of the lowest ranked ones. I think he's like an S rank or something like that. E rank. I think it's an E rank. Dude, very low level skill rank, but after he like goes through, so basically he ends up going into a dungeon. Him and his team get fucked up, like they get wiped, and he ends up being on this point where it's either through death or through reincarnation or something. He now has this special ability that allows him to level up by earning XP, like experience points, from hunting these demons and these high rank monsters in the dungeons. And yeah, he ends up getting really fucking OP. Great show, love it. For me, like honestly, the show itself is like, it's like an 8 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely is. On my ranking, I think I have like 6 I'm gonna go through. I want to say it's probably my, at least on this list, it's my number 6. Like, it's kind of the last one for me, just because it's a great show. Don't get me wrong, it's great in action, it's great in its fantasy storytelling, it's amazing. But yeah, I really had no reason why I was going to go 6, but since we're just now starting the video, we're just going to put it 6 as last, just because that makes sense in my head. Next one I'm going to talk about is Apothecary Diaries, which was made in 2023. It's a drama, mystery, and a romance. And I've just been getting into romance. I probably got into romance last year with Love is War. That's what kind of put me into romance, like pushed me. The very first romance I ever watched was Plastic Memories. Never watching that shit again. I digress. Here's my bad synopsis of the plot. It's about a girl who was born to a brothel. I can't remember if she gets kidnapped or traded to this palace or whatever, but she ends up going there to pay off a debt that I think she owes to the lady of the brothel. But anyway, that's really not the important part of it. She ends up like working her way to becoming a lady in waiting for one of the courtesans, the fancy people in the palace. Ends up being a lady in waiting for one of the courtesans because she's good at medicine. So she also ends up being like a poison tester or taste tester. And in turn of that, she's also the person that they put on like whenever there seems to be just something weird going on. So it's a very like Sherlock Holmes type of show where stuff is happening, you're trying to help her solve it while watching it. But also it's definitely, but then like, you know, since there's courtesans and stuff, there's also a prince. I think he's a prince, I really don't know, but he's beautiful, very androgynous. So this pretty specimen ends up taking a liking to her, but some way, somehow in there, like the way that he acts is just not to par with his title of standing. But anyway, fast forward, he ends up firing her for some reason. I really don't remember why, but she didn't want to be fired. So she's like low-key trying to stay, but he ends up firing her anyways. But then in turn, he feels bad about firing her. So he ends up going back to the brothel where she's living now, buys her back. And yeah, now she just rocking with the shits. She there now. But there ends up being this point in the show where some lady made this concoction of herbs and medicines to be able to bring herself back from like the dead almost. And instead of her kind of being like, okay, yeah, let's get this bitch, she's like, oh no, I need to get this bitch. She gonna tell me what she did to do that shit. Run me that shit right now. So she's very much dead on to the point where she's like, yeah, that right there, give me that. Season 2 is starting quite soon, so I'm pretty sure that's what season 2 is gonna be following. That's why I didn't want to, like, as much as I wanted to explain this show for real in a way that made sense to my own brain, I also didn't want to spoil anything. That's all I was saying. So I'm going to try to keep this video as spoiler free as possible to anybody who does plan on watching any of these shows I am talking about. Once you get, if you end up watching any of these shows I'm talking about, once you get to these point in the shows that I'm talking about, you'll be like, that's what she was talking about. That right there is what she was talking about. Oh wait, I didn't put that in my ranking. That one right there, honestly, out of 6, 3 or 4. 3 or 4. What we're going to talk about is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, which came out in 2020, and oh my god, I love it. I watched it, or I started it, didn't finish it when I first watched it, but when I actually finished it this time, I was like, what the fuck, how? Where did I get in this show till I feel like I had to stop? I mean, it makes sense. Like, honestly, it's a 12 or 13 episode first season show, and I don't know, it was just something about this second time I watched it really got me for real. I was just like locked the fuck in. It's an adventure, fantasy, romance, and some people like to put historical in the description. I don't really know why. It doesn't seem that historical to me. Like, yeah, there's some stuff that like takes place in like the past, but it's not giving you any like historical events that takes place in the show. So once again, I don't really get it. But anyway, this high school age girl, she ends up going into the bathroom, this girl's bathroom of her high school, and because she was told a rumor that there's a girl in a red dress that if you knock on her bathroom stall 3 times, she'll grant you a wish. She did it. This little boy pops out. This little homie. Little homie like, hey. She's like, the fuck? Because the real reason why she's scared is because, once again, you're supposed to be a girl. And he looks at her, he's like, I don't know who the hell started that rumor, but I'm a boy. And it makes sense because he ends up explaining the fact that, like, when he went to the school, where, like, his ghost resides was the boys' bathroom. But the school got rebuilt and then now ended up being the girls' bathroom. So he didn't want to be in the girls' bathroom. He just happens to fucking be in there now because the school got rebuilt. Whenever I watch this show, I literally cannot help but think about ghost stories. Like, if y'all ever watch ghost stories, you know what I'm talking about. Because literally the very first spirit they fought in the school was the toilet, like, Hanako. The bathroom spirit. Like, that was the one bathroom, well, the one ghost that took the teacher down through the toilet in the old abandoned schoolhouse. So literally the whole time I'm fucking watching this whole entire show, whenever they say Hanako, all I can think about is like, is this entire show just supposed to be about the abandoned schoolhouse from Ghost Stories? Is this what this entire show is? Just that schoolhouse? She ends up getting to the bathroom. She asks him for a boy to like her. He's like, yeah, sure, we can do that. Come to find out, he really can't. He can grant wishes, but if it involves changing the feelings of another person, he really can't do that directly. So he ends up giving her this fish scale thing. She eats it like a damn ding-dong, turns into a fish, and now that she's done that, she's also being hunted by some weird-ass mermaid spirit or whatever the shit that he made a deal with. And yeah, I don't fully understand that whole entire part, but sometimes the bitch turns into a fish, okay? Just know that happens. Fast forward, some random ass orange haired kid with a stick comes in, tries to beat up Hanako. Hanako's like, whoa, my boy. Girl's like, the fuck are you doing? This is my friend. He's like, I'm an exorcist. I need to kill you. But come to find out, he is the little brother of the dude that she likes. Well, that she liked originally. Because now she's finding herself starting like Hanako a little bit. And Hanako is like a little sly, cheeky ass bastard who's like, eh. But he lucky catches on to the fact that she starts to like him because there's this one scene where he uses her feelings towards him to like lure the ghost out. And that pisses her off, and respectfully so. So he ends up feeling really, really bad for that. And in that moment, you can like really see him as just like, he's not a ghost no more. He's just actually like a boy who felt genuinely upset for like hurting this girl and hurting her feelings. And kind of after that episode, I think they both started to see each other as like a little bit more relatable, because now they both kind of like put each other through the same situation. Plot twist, there's somebody coming after Hanako. Like, somebody actually coming for this dude, because he's supposed to be the top spirit in his school. Like, there's 7 spirits that rule his school, and he's the 7th one. He's like, everybody come check in with me except for that motherfucker. And that motherfucker came, and he's like, whoa, because like you see Hanako in all his moments where he's fighting motherfuckers for real, and he's just cheeky. He don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm the strongest one in the school. Da da da. Oh bitch. Oh bitch. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's how like he reacts when this other person comes, and I really don't want to spoil this part because if any of you plan on watching any of these shows I'm talking about, I want you to get the full impact of them that at least I had to a certain extent. Like, I'm gonna let y'all know some shit. But yeah, there ends up being a whole nother group of people who's like low-key trying to fuck with him, and it's not even him that don't fuck with it. She not having that shit. Like, oh, girl's like, oh no, y'all ain't fucking with my man. Mine? No. And even homie's like, wait a minute. I may not fuck with the kid, but I fuck with him a little bit. So yeah, that's actually a great show. If you have time to watch it, definitely recommend. You can watch this shit in a whole day like I did. So yeah, honestly, I'd probably have to put this at probably number 1 or number 2. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this Totally About Hanako is actually low-key my shit. Low-key my shit. Yes, crucify me, throw me to the wolves, leave me there to die. I am just now watching Danganronpa in 2024 when it came out in 2013. I know, Danganronpa the animation. Okay, just now watching it. It's a horror, mystery, and psychological. Basically, it needs a quick synopsis. It's about these kids who was lured into a school under a false promise that it was going to be some magnificent shit. Come to find out that they really just getting thrown into a school where they're going to torture each other and just be held captive, basically. And they're promised the chance of freedom, but that only comes with murdering a student and getting away with it. And they have these crazy ass, like, the death scenes aren't bad, don't get me wrong. Like, the actual murder isn't bad, but when it comes to the punishment if you're caught, that's the thing. You get a prize if you don't get caught, but you get punished if you are caught. And basically, after they hold a very, 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 very short investigation, like, they give these kids no more than, like, probably, like, between 15 and 45 minutes to find these, to prove whoever the fuck killed somebody. They give them barely any time at all. Then they end up having a whole entire trial, in which, if you are the one who is found guilty at the end of the trial, your death is going to be personal. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, all these deaths are personalized to each individual character for just, like, shit they like. Like, there's this one dude, he was in a motorcycle gang. So, his way of death was that he got put onto a motorcycle. You know, like, those big ball thingies that, like, you see at, like, circuses or whatever, the motorcycle people, like, spin around in. He was put in that, but, like, he went on that so fast. At the end of it, there was he got printed out into a tub of butter. Like, it churned his insides to the point where this man was made into a tub of butter. I was like, this shit is so disrespectful. Like, what the fuck? Why would you do this to these kids? And, like, really, that's what the entire show's about. It ends up getting to a point where, like, some of the kids low-key start to catch on. And, yeah, I will say, watch out for old girl with the ponytails. Old girl with the braids and the ponytails. Watch out for them two hoes. Them bitches. And honestly, that one, because it's, like, at the end of the day, it's a very straightforward show. It's a lot to watch. It's a lot to sink in. I'd probably put that probably number 5. Yeah, because, like, don't get me wrong, it's not, like, I still like it. It's still my top favorite that I've watched. Like, everything I've put on this list has been, like, some of my top favorites that I've watched this year. Also, I will include a bonus one at the end of this, because I need to talk about that show more. This one is going to be Windbreaker. Windbreaker came out in 2024 as well. And the best way I can kind of describe this show, it's described as an action adventure. I included drama because, Boki, there's drama. Okay? Drama amongst these boys. So anyway, basically the show is about, like, a delinquent who moved or transferred into a new town, or either he moved to a new town or transferred to a new school, where delinquents are kind of praised, but I think they're called, like, the Bufferin. Anyway, their school's delinquents are praised because they're the ones who keep the town safe from, like, the other rival schools' delinquents and crazy ass gang kids. But it ends up being to a point where the Bufferin and an opposing school end up getting to some type of misunderstanding on the street because other schools' dudes want to be fucking stupid and go pick on a little ass boy, while the Bufferins was like, why the fuck are you picking on a kid? Like, we're in high school. Regardless of whose kid this is, y'all picking on a middle schooler. It doesn't matter whose town he's in. Y'all fucking with a little ass boy. So they all end up getting into a fight. The leader of the opposing school comes over, basically, like, rips the jacket off old dude's like, bro, you a bitch, because he got his ass beat. He don't even care. Like, he didn't really listen as to why they was there, as to why the fight started. He just saw that his dude got beat, so he's like, okay, you're not on our team no more. But then the both friend, they're like, wait a minute, why are you disrespecting and disowning and not even helping for one of your own? The fuck's going on here? So they end up getting into like some misunderstanding shit. So the two schools end up having a rival fight tournament, to where like they talking with fists, they throwing blows, but also like they trying to talk to each other. It get real emotional. Like, it's really, this whole entire 12 episode show is literally just a tournament of just niggas whooping each other's ass, and it's crazy. Like, I'm somebody who can appreciate animation and animation style, and especially like the fluidity of animation, especially quick motion animation, bro. Oh my god, like they throwing out the hands and the dukes for real. And if you want to see my raw actual reaction to this, I'll put a link in the description to a video that I did with Fat Gum Guy, or Fat Red. I kind of forget his name sometimes, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think it's Fat Red Guy that I did a reaction video to this exact show. Now, I know I look a little disinterested in the video, but trust me, y'all, I'm just an anime girly at heart. I'm just locked the fuck in. I'm watching that shit like, because it was just a beautiful watch. Like, there's somebody who just appreciates animation and a nice fluid one such as that show. Oh, it was great. It was freaking great. Honestly, I don't know. We're gonna go back through my list and start numbering shit, because I kind of forgot my order of how I was rating these. And then the last show on my list, I really feel like it doesn't even need to be talked about at all. It doesn't need an explanation. Dan to Dan. Okay, I'm sorry. That's why I put it last. Because they need no explanation, okay? And for the people who don't know, and for the motherfuckers in the back, it's basically about a homie and a girl. The dude lost his balls, and now they're trying to find his balls. They got one. They got one. The thing is, I want to explain it in such a better way, but like, it's just, okay, let me actually try to explain this show. So basically, Momo, she's just, you know, she Momo, okay? She Momo with a bad track record of motherfuckers, okay? Then you have Okarun, Ken Takakura. I forgot what she actually calls him, because she refuses to call him by his actual name, because his actual name is the name of a TV show character that I think she loves. But since his name is also Ken Takakura, she's like, okay, we're not fucking calling you that. And that pisses him off too, because they end up like getting into some weird debate over whether ghosts exist or whether aliens exist. So what they do is, Momo goes somewhere that has alien activity. Ken, aka Okarun, ends up going somewhere that's haunted. She ends up getting abducted by aliens who try to take her banana organs like some bitches. And then he ends up getting possessed by Turbo Granny, who takes his balls. And now they're on a course to try to find them again. It's just one of them shows where it's a great watch and you love to watch it, but when you're told to explain it, it's like, I'd rather not. Let's try to actually rate these motherfuckers. I'm just gonna be honest, Thriller Bound Hanako is number 1. Okay? Be mad if you want to. Be mad at your mama, not me. I'm gonna put Apothecary Diaries as 2, because I really do enjoy Apothecary Diaries. Dan to Dan's gonna be my 3rd, because I do enjoy Dan to Dan. Okay, I'm sorry, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing. It's an amazing watch. Watching the like weird ass chemistry between Okarun and Momo, that they both like kind of like each other, but also don't know they like each other, but also would hate it if they liked each other, but also love the idea of them being together. Oh, so much fun. Danganronpa will get 4. Windbreaker will get 5. And so 11 is going to get 6. And now, for my bonus little one that I want to talk about, is A Millionaire Detective. That shit was fucking amazing. It's about this man who's a police officer, and he doesn't give a fuck about shit. His thing is, as a police officer, we are here to do right by our community. Then you have this other motherfucker he's literally just a millionaire detective. Okay, if he fucks shit up, hey. And they're literally just two opposing personalities that are paired together in the most unlikely of ways. And they both irritate the fuck out of it. If you've ever seen Buddy Daddies, put that concept into them being coworkers in the police force. And yeah, it's great. It's funny as hell. Thank you guys so much for being here for this video with me. Thank you for talking about my anime fixations and, you know, hanging out. Thank you so much. So much love. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.